Well, let's look at this with someone who was in the room. Florian Toncar is a member of the German Bundestag for the Liberal Free Democrats and has been part of the coalition talks. Welcome to DW. So here we are, 2 months since the election, which is a relatively short time for coalition talks here in Germany. Does that mean this was an easy deal to hammer out?
It was a very unconventional thing we had to resolve, of course. There has never been such a coalition in Germany on federal level so far. It is a coalition of 3 parties with very different backgrounds. So it was absolutely not an easy task, but it was set up quite professionally in an environment of mutual trust and confidence. And I think the result is indeed very outstanding and positively surprising.
OK, well, that's a good way to go into government. What is missing, though? What did the FDP have to give up? What's not in the deal that you would have liked to have seen?
The first thing we agreed upon in the coalition is that we don't ask what is the project of the one party or the other party. Of course, we have different backgrounds. FDP is rather relying upon the individual, competition, entrepreneurial freedom as a driving force of society and progress. So everyone brings something into this coalition, but we have agreed not to dispute about who is the winner in which point or who is the loser. We are representing the whole result of the negotiations together. I'm very satisfied that we, for instance, succeeded in introducing a capital stock in the public pension system, something which is lacking in Germany and which will help us to deal with the demographic change. Just to give one example where I think progress is not merely a word, but really indeed a promise we can keep.
I'd like to just press you a bit on some of those domestic issues, because the domestic agenda does include some big and expensive issues like the pandemic, like climate change, like social spending, as you mentioned, and the minimum wage. Now, your party leader, if all goes well, will be the finance minister. So given your party's fiscally liberal values, does that mean he's just going to sit there saying no to everything?
Absolutely not. I mean, the coalition agreement is not just a summary or a list of things where we said no to each other, quite the opposite. But of course, what we will ensure in the coalition is that Germany keeps on the path of stable and solid finances. We don't believe that excessive debt is the solution for structural challenges. I mean, during the pandemic, and the pandemic is enduring, it's going on still, unfortunately. Of course, the government needs to collect more debt, to spend countermeasures to address the pandemic. But our clear ambition is that we go back to the rule of the debt brake in Germany in 2023, adhere to it and limit debt. And at the same time, create an environment favorable for public and private investment, both of it. And I'm pretty sure we can manage that. For instance, by facilitating and accelerating administrative procedures, the approval of big infrastructure projects, for instance. So we can, I think, make a lot of progress by simply facilitating and accelerating things.
OK, good talking to you. Wish you well. We'll see how things pan out. Florian Toncar, a member of the German Bundestag for the Liberal Free Democrats.
Many thanks.